Hello, welcome to the next edition of the Wednesday special. Today we're going to be trying out Hammertime in Pioneer. It's not really a deck that gets a lot of sees a lot of play. The new card we're going to be trying out is the Kazul's Flanker. It's a cat, so it works with the Kemba, which works really well. It's also a warrior, so it works with the Resolute Strike. So it's kind of like a perfect duo type creature, and it has a lot of utility overall. The worst case scenario, we could scry, hopefully find our hammer or our fighter class to get our hammer. Also, like, it helps us dig for Sigarda's Aid, which is very essential to the deck. Now, plan B of this deck is we can transform into a different kind of deck post board with Nihiri's Era of the Ancients and stuff like that. We have Graveyard Hate that we could tutor for, so it does make this deck a little bit better against Phoenix, Fang, stuff like that. So it works out quite well there. So we're going to try out basically Boros Warrior / slightly Cat Hammertime and Pioneer. See if we can't beat somebody up with it and hopefully get some match wins. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you'll be alerted for future videos. We're on our way to 1,000 subs. Let's get there together. And let's get into the deck list. So the deck list, we have 4 Scamps, 4 Chargers. Really good with our namesake Hammertime. Hammer and Sigarda's Aid. Fighter class is our copies, 5 through 8, pretty reasonable. Nihiri helps us also get back our equipment. We 21 lands because we don't want too many. We are a very low to the ground style deck. Sometimes we do want to get to 4 mana, but the 4 drop Nihiri main board doesn't necessarily need 4 mana since you could cheat it down for 2 life. Sideboard, we have God's Willing, Rakdos midrange, and Is It Phoenix, stuff like that. They have a lot of removal. We need to be able to protect our threats. 2 Pithing Needles, kind of a catch-all. 3 Portable Holes for the other aggressive decks. 3 Volleys for Kavoke, stuff like that. Now, Portable also, of course, gets Copter, which is really important. Flanker as additional copies. For a little bit more Graveyard Hate with Sash, should be enough to cover, I think, Graveyard-based strategies. Then we have the 2 Nihiris for mid-range, stuff like that, or control, where we want to be able to go long, do a little bit of grinding, but not too much because we are an aggressive deck. That is our Boros Hammertime list for you guys today. Let's see the deck in action. Vantage and the Scamp. So that means we get to potentially Sigarda's Aid turn 2. Swamp passes. Mutavault. By the Charger. Go to combat. Smack your face. Fatal pushes. Alright, so we lose our threat. Citadel. So mono black. Devotion maybe? Duress. Okay. Gonna take an aid. So we play the Forge and aid. Weirdly enough, I just Mutavault. Smack. Say go. And the reason being, if I let him know that I got the hammer, more inclined to thought seize me. Swamp and passes. Sakasan, Bloom, or Boon. Grab a hammer. Play a Charger. Colossus Hammer. Target the new one. It is tricky because I can't really attack with this one unless it's equipped. Kills the threat. Snipe him. Hit ya. It's 11. Say go. Sanitarium. Plays a Maze Mind Tome, which doesn't really have a huge impact on the board state. Passes. Play the Kellen and play a pathway. Turn on the Volt. Go to combat. Smash your face. Goes a digging or goes a scrying. Sure. Are you trying to make sure that you had a removal spell following this one? That actually makes sense. You want to make sure that you have coverage for this instead of just exhausting the push on a Mutavault, which is less important and less of a clock. Plays a Temple. I haven't seen that in a while. Draws a card. Go to combat. Smack you for attempted 5. Play the tap land, say go. Goes a Luton. Get rid of fighter class. Maybe that's an argument for keeping the Foundry. Tapped Hive. But he needs to answer the Kellen. Draws a card. Fatal pushes there, but that does not change the math. Got game 1. So against black base strategy. God's Willing. Maybe Nihiri. Probably not Rabbit Battery. No Ginger Brute. No Maul. Strike, cut, and maybe a Shadow Spear. I don't like that. Swamp. He needs a Thought Seize, but he doesn't have it. Put that on white. Play a Colossus Hammer. Say go. Castle. Waste not. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Play the Volt. Play a Kemba. Equip. Sanitarium. You're gonna activate. You gotta have to kill the Kemba, right? Yeah. Liliana down ticks. A land would be the best thing off the top. Kemba plays the swamp. We need a red source. Wrinkle's Prank. Get rid of those. I can't really have him making a 2/2. I guess he's making a 2/2. Another strike. Pass. Upticks Liliana. Get rid of a strike. Thoughtseize. I'm just off. Just could not find another land. Run it back. So we play the Vantage and Aid. They go. Just a swamp. So we play the Vantage and Kemba. They go. Push. Alright. Play the Castle. Maze Mine Tome. That's not a bad top deck. Play the Scamp. Forge. Fighter class. And ship the turn. Swamp. Have to dodge. Now he knows he has to down tick. Snipe the Lily. Another Sigarda's Aid. That's not helpful at all. Paying a fighter class. Say go. Just plays a land and passes. I guess play another Aid. Say go. Draws a card. I feel the ruin shouldn't make too much of a difference here. So Mutavault is probably the only land that I would actually play. So pay into, I guess, fighter class. Say go. So we need to dodge one more turn. Okay. I guess we have no basics. Draws a card. Hive. That's problematic. Lily. That's not so big of a deal. Yeah, we'll get rid of his Forge. Kemba. Play the Kemba. Pass. We got nothing. Draws the card. One more he should get, yeah, as for life. So Citadel doesn't change much. Probably going to downtick Lily here. Thoughtseize. Play the hammer, I guess. And I'm going to say no. There's no point of draws the card. The reason why we did this is because I want to make him think that he's not actually a threat. Because he's more, he would have to minus the Lily if I equipped. Edicts me. Do you uptick Lily? It does. I mean, that seems kind of pointless, but I get you're probably trying to go to ultimate. So we use Boon. Play the hammer, say go. It's tricky if we don't have the 5th land. Tomb. I'm kind of just off. Alright, so 0-1. Let's get into the next. Marsh and passes. So we play Vantage. Aid. Say go. Cliffs. So this is racked up in Jud mid-range or something like that. So play the Volt. Charger. Hammer. He probably has a removal spell for this Charger. There's a lot of black base decks today. Okay. Mutavault in a 3-color mana base. Interesting. Fable. Boon. Grab another. I think I'm going to grab Shadow Spear. So I go. Chariot. Veil. What am I facing? Hits me with the Shaman token. Is this Transmogrify? Yes. Play an Aid. And a Shadow Spear. So I go. Flips the Fable. I'm not looking too promising with it's not this match. This game is not looking too promising. Hits me for 7. I basically need a miracle. Briefcase. That's okay. So we'll try Kemba. I doubt this is gonna make it past my turn. Okay, I'm off. Alright, so again, we want to bring in God's Willing, maybe Nahiri. And that's about it. Flanker seems horrible. This matchup, I do like Maul. So cut the Ginger, the Battery, and a Strike. I don't like that. Mutavault, Hammer, say go. Duress. Alright, if I take God's Willing. Or are you taking Nahiri? Take. Okay. Takes Willing. Seems like the best choice for a removal heavy deck. Of course, we find the Thoughtseize bug. Question is, I don't think I run out my Kemba. We just say go. Passes. Red source, please. Red white land. That's perfect. So we go ahead and draw it down. Kemba. Willing. Say black. Aid to the bottom. Pathway on red. Do you have a second removal spell? Does. That sucks. Land. Hammer. Fight. Fighter class. Go digging. Get the Maul. Say go. Cliffs. I imagine if Fable's inbound here, he's not risking a tap out. Okay. Mutavault. That's semi-helpful. Nahiri. Uptick. Equip. Thanks to 1/1. So I'm assuming he's trying to play into Transmogrify right here. But the tap land doesn't affect his ability to Transmogrify. Yeah, here comes Atroxa. Passes. Play the Maul. Equip to the core. That means his Death Touch will not save him here. Play Colossus Hammer. Make another token. Equip. So he's probably going to have to hit Nahiri here. Murax doesn't really save him. Goes to combat. Assuming he has to hit Nahiri. Goes to 14. Now he can start pushing our tokens. A Chariot. Thoughtseize takes my strike. Smack here. So if I attack here, what's his possible scenario here? If he blocks here, he could then take the 13, go up 7. No, he couldn't, right? Because this has first strike, so it's a free attack. And die, run it back. Marsh, no thoughtseize. Duress, take the hammer. Is there such thing as called a duress bug? No. So we play the scamp, say go. Cliffs, it's not terrible. I would like to see the protection spell. Never mind. Give me another scamp. Duress takes the Sigarda's aid, but I only need 1. Play the aid, forge, say go. Play the marsh and passes. Forge, boon, take the hammer. What happens here if I think I pass because Nahiri makes a 1/1. Mountain, chariot, smacks me. Play a charger, hammer, whip, go to combat, shove, say go. Plays a blood crypt, tapped, goes to combat. Probably should just attack just with the cat, but doesn't attack with anything. Cast Kellen, smack, chumps, quarters creep, briefcase. That does keep you around a little longer. Can't, I guess you still could transmogrify, but he has a blood crypt. That's not a good position for him. Passes. So we move to combat. Attack and attack. Blocks. Play the hammer. Onto the Kellen. Are we getting a match? Against a black base deck of all things? Got it. 1-1. Let's get into the next. Scamp. Say go. Simple plains and passes. Another land. So Mutavault. Charger. Smash. Decline. Oh, it's Orzhov. Go to combat. Attack you for 4. Say go. Resplendent Angel. Passes. Play that untapped. Play the Charger. Hammer. Go to combat. Attack out. Target here. Smash. And we will sack. And smash face. 13 damage. Got game 1. So again, I think we do literally God's Willing. I think that's all I'm going to do. It's Angels. So strike, battery, ginger brew. Run it like that. Simple plains and passes. Boundary, tap, say go. So you might be asking why I didn't bring in Raining Volley. I might bring it in game 3. Swamp, Knight of Dust Shadow. Passes. Place the Sigarda's aid. Vantage. Say go. Goes to combat. No attacks. Passes. Forge. Boon. Take a maul. Say go. Angel of Condemnation. Did not know that the angel existed. Passes. Drop the Vantage. And Kellen. Say go. A swamp. Baneslayer. Now decides to attack. Hits me for 5. Go to combat. Shove. Colossal Hammer. Shadow Spear. Pop you to 4. Play a Scamp. God's Willing. Give it for a white. Bottom. Got it. 2-1. Let's get into the wrap up. So what did we learn this week about this deck? Overall, we went 2-1. The deck definitely struggles against black base decks. That is for certain. Like, we had a hard time. Somehow we were able to pull a win out against Transmogrify. I was kind of shocked. I assumed that we were going to end up losing that match, just due to the pure nature of how this deck is built. The one thing I guess I got to take away is maybe Ginger Brute's not really worth it. It is a decent threat to get a hammer on, and then you can pay it to it, make it unblockable. But other than that, like, it's kind of like the card you would normally cut in most matchups, as you've seen. Every time I made subs, he was the first one to go. But I do think we could make something to make the deck more consistent overall. Maybe that's something this deck could look into. But we didn't really get a chance to play with Flanker, sadly enough. I mean, it does have Flash. It would have been kind of nice to be able to try it out, see if it worked as expected. But we did manage to pull up some wins. So, like, in those matches that I played, like I said, it really feels bad. This deck has so many cards that really don't synergize well with each other and make a formal game plan. That's kind of the biggest problem with Hammertime in Pioneer, is the consistency of how the cards work together or just don't work together as well as they do in Modern because of Ursa Saga. But outside of that, I mean, I think the deck actually could function. It could easily get you a okay record at FNM, but I probably wouldn't take this through a league, to be frank. Like, you really, I guess you can get a lot of rips in with it maybe, and go from there and figure out if you can, find the most optimal hands and how to get those hands more consistently. But like I said, right now I think Ginger Brew is a cut. if I had to choose, I don't know what I would replace it with. If you have any suggestions of what you would replace it with, let me know down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment before you head out the door, subscribe, and until next time, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.